gentlemen, please now welcome on stage the Google Vice President of India and Southeast Asia, Rajan Anandhan.
Good morning, everyone. Very warm welcome to the third edition of Google for India. This has been the most exciting and most transformative year for the internet ecosystem in India. Over the past 15 months, India has become a broadband nation. India has crossed 400 million internet users, with over 330 million of them accessing the internet through their smartphones. Today, on average, a connected mobile internet user in India is consuming over 4 gigabytes of data per user per month. And at the current growth rate, and given the connectivity environment in India, we expect this number to reach 11 gigabytes per user per month over the next 4 years. This is truly massive scale, both on users and usage. However, most of India is still not connected. We have over 900 million Indians who are not connected to the internet. Our mission at Google in India is Internet for every Indian. We embarked on this path several years ago, and we'll stay focused on it until every single Indian gets connected to the internet. As the real India gets online, they're demanding more from the internet. Indian language internet and the Indian language usage on the internet is exploding. There are 230 million Indian language users online today. 170 million of them are using messaging services, and among these Indian language users, 106 million of them consume online news. And if you look at the mobile internet user base in India, YouTube today has over 225 million mobile users in India. That is incredible scale. Finally, India ranks #1 globally with over 1 billion apps downloaded on the Google Play Store every single month. 1 billion apps downloaded every single month. These numbers are incredibly exciting, but the fact is, most of India is still not online. We are committed to changing that. Over the last several years, we have focused on creating access to the open internet, creating products and platforms that solve India's unique needs, and we've worked very hard to make the internet work in local languages. As a result, today we auto-translate much of the web in 9 of the most used Indian languages on Chrome browsers. We understand voice input in 8 Indian languages, and we support all 22 constitutionally recognized Indian languages in text. We have also added other popularly spoken Indian languages like Bhojpuri, Chhattisgarhi, Haryanvi, Marwari, and even Tulu, that is spoken by only 2 million Indians. 28% of search queries in India are done on voice. And Hindi voice search queries in India are growing at over 400% year on year. This is a huge area of focus for us, and we are working with the Ministry of IT, FICCI, and the broader industry to drive this initiative further. By 2020, India will have 650 million internet users. And we know that these set of new users will need an internet that is very different from what you and I use. We know that no one company, or even a few set of companies, can achieve what needs to get done. The key lies in empowering India's large student population, our incredible IT workforce, and entrepreneurs. They know the issues and challenges, and they have the talent. They can and will innovate for India's critical and unique needs. Our role is to enable and empower these developers and students with the new skills and technologies that are shaping the world today so that they can shape the world for tomorrow. We set ourselves a goal of training 2 million students and developers in India. Since our launch in July last year, 200,000 students and developers have gone through and completed courses that have been offered through our partners, and we've engaged over 500,000 students and developers across India. There are many stories of Indians who have transformed their career through our skilling program. Niharika's journey is one of them. Last Friday, we met Niharika at the Google Developers Day that we had in Bangalore. Let's listen to her story.
Can you tell me a little bit about how you became a developer?
Okay, it's actually a long story.
Can you tell me a little bit about how you became a developer?
Okay, it's actually a long story. I was an HR professional and I used to talk to the candidates about the languages they are learning, the technology they are using, and it was all so fascinating. And I used to feel that I should be on the other side of the phone, I should be doing what they are doing actually. So that was the time when I realized that I should be at least giving a try. I remember one of my relatives actually asked me not to go for engineering because he thought that girls cannot do that. So I decided to go for that and prove him wrong instead. And that was the time when I came to know about this Android course by Google on Udacity. I was afraid of losing my job, so I started studying while continuing with the job. I used to study before going to work, I used to study after coming from work. And yes, finally, so I became a developer. And finally, I'm doing what I loved to do. I'm nervous now. I like this guy. 10 years, yeah. I've seen his videos. The fact that Google sends these professionals from all over the world, it is really inspiring. I have learned about machine learning, I have learned about Internet of Things, and Google provides a lot of resources online and offline. And there are code labs, and there is this Google Developers channel on YouTube. So, and events like this help a lot because ultimately you're getting to learn from the Googlers. So I guess there is no excuse for not doing it.
Please stand. Let's give her a big round of applause. We hope you go on to do incredible things for India. We recently also announced 130,000 scholarships across technologies like mobile, machine learning, artificial intelligence, AR, VR, and cloud. Likewise, for startups who are innovating for India, we have launched efforts to mentor and support them. Under the Solve for India program, I'm very excited to share our first batch of 12 passionate entrepreneurs who are building solutions in areas such as agriculture, healthcare, environment, education, microfinance, and the Indian language web. We will work very closely for the next 6 months and provide these entrepreneurs and these startups with the best of Google resources and talent and technology to help them build and scale world-class products. A few of them are here with us today, and we are incredibly proud of the work that they're doing. Actually, 4 of them are here today, and I'd like to have them stand. I don't know exactly where they are. Where are the 4? Please stand up. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you for solving for India. But the digital transformation of India will be incomplete without the participation of small and medium businesses. Earlier this year, our CEO, Sundar Pichai, launched the Digital Unlocked campaign, aimed at training India's small and businesses on how they can gain from the internet. Over the last year, we have engaged 400,000 individuals, and we've trained 20,000 businesses on how they can leverage the internet to grow their businesses faster. But the appetite for learning and finding new opportunities online is not limited to small and medium businesses. This year, a 106-year-old grandmother took YouTube by storm when she shared her village food recipes with the world. She has over 750,000 subscribers and on average gets 10 million views. Now, when you're 106 years old, actually, when I'm 106 years old, let's just hope I can do that. And she isn't alone. 200 channels in India have over 1 million subscribers. And 1 million subscribers, by the way, is a very, very large number. And Indian language creators are finding similar success on our platform. At Google, we are very committed to create equal opportunity for everyone. And towards this, we've focused on women in rural India to find ways to create economic opportunity for them. Our digital literacy program for women in rural India, Internet Saathi, I'm sure most of you have heard of Internet Saathi, which we run in partnership with Tata Trust, has taught us how to think about empowerment and drive real change in rural India. Today, we are adding a new dimension to this program. To tell you more, I would like to invite my colleague, Sapna, to come on stage. Thank you, and once again, welcome to Google for India.
Thank you, Rajan, and good morning, everyone. Even as India has become the fastest growing internet user market in the world, India's internet is still dominated by male users. And the situation is much, much worse in rural India. In partnership with Tata Trust, we have been working hard to change this female to male ratio of internet users with the Internet Saathi program. In 2015, right here at Google for India, we announced our ambitious plans to scale the program to cover 300,000 villages across our country. Using a train-the-trainer model, we equip women in the villages with smartphones and tablets and data and the education they need to teach other women in their villages about the internet and how to use it. And today, over 30,000 Internet Saathis are working across 110,000 villages in 12 states of India. The program has benefited 12 million women, and I am happy to share that the female to male ratio of internet usage, it's gone up and it's moved from 1 in 10 in 2015 to now 3 in 10 in 2017. And while we've come a long way, there are millions of women across the country who have to fight social and cultural norms every day that prevent them from pursuing their ambitions and learning further. But what's heartening to note is that these restrictions have not diminished their passion to learn new skills and to explore new opportunities. And in this pursuit, they see the internet as a force to learn and to create a better future for their families. Once they learn, we've seen thousands of Internet Saathis go on to do amazing things for themselves and their community. One such story is Rohini. Rohini did not know how to use a smartphone a year ago. Now, with the knowledge of the internet, she's learned bee farming and the best practices by watching videos online. She's producing honey, packaging it, and get this, she's using the internet to promote the product that she's making as well. With the extra income she now earns, she's providing for her family in a way that she didn't before. I met her a few weeks back, and she told me that the demand was so high that her honey stock is sold out. These women have become agents of change in helping their communities prosper. And we've witnessed how their enterprising nature has motivated them to use the internet to find new economic opportunities. And what we've witnessed has triggered us to consider expanding our scope. Today, we're delighted to announce that we're expanding the Internet Saathi program to create sustainable livelihood opportunities for the women of India. We are extending our support to the Foundation of Rural Entrepreneurship Development, FRIEND, set up by Tata Trusts. And under this initiative, we will work jointly with Tata Trusts to create a new framework for delivering employment opportunities to these Internet Saathis, pushing our scope beyond digital literacy to include a more profound impact on the community. Friend will become a vehicle for other like-minded companies and institutes to tap into the Internet Saathi network and enable dissemination of digital services and various projects across the country. We're excited about this new direction for the program, and we hope and we know that it will bring more power and prosperity to the women of our country. We are immensely grateful to Tata Trust for their partnership over these last few years and their support to take Internet Saathi forward. To tell you more about their journey with Internet Saathi and this new direction, it's my great pleasure to invite K. Raman, Head of Strategy at Tata Trust, onto stage. But before that, watch this video, which will show you why we were inspired to take this next step. Thank you.
మా గ్రామ ప్రజలకి మొదట్లో ఈ కార్యక్రమంపై నమ్మకం కుదరలేదు. ఇప్పుడు నమ్మకం కుదిరింది. ఎవరు వెనక్కి తగ్గడం లేదు.
हमारे जो गांव की ग्रामीण महिलाएं वो पहले स्मार्टफोन के बारे में नहीं जानती थी। आजकल एक टच से बहुत कुछ देखना चाहती है और बहुत कुछ करना भी चाहती है।
मैं सदाय नतुन नतुन विषय शिकिबले पाऊं, जार जरियते मोर दक्षता बाढ़ी गई आछे।
देश भर में ऐसी हजारों साथी हैं जो लाखों महिलाओं को इंटरनेट से जोड़ रही हैं। अब समय है एक अहम पड़ाव का, जिसमें साथी शिक्षण से आगे इंटरनेट आधारित आजीविका की ओर बढ़ रही हैं।
फोन रिचार्ज करें ऑनलाइन।
गांव की महिलाएं बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं। आज ये इंटरनेट के माध्यम से इतना बड़ा उन्होंने ख्वाब देखा, वो ख्वाब पूरे हो।
నేడు మహిళలు ఎదుర్కొంటున్న ప్రతి ఒక్క సమస్యకి ఆన్లైన్ ద్వారా నేను వారికి సహాయం చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను. ఇదే నా కోరిక, ఇదే నా జీవిత లక్ష్యం.
मैं 3খন गाँवলৈ যাব পাৰো কাম কৰিবৰ কাৰণে। তো আজি মোৰ এটা পৰিচয় হৈছে তাৰ জৰিয়তে।
Thank you, Sapna. It feels great to be here. It was the vision of our founder that it is important to find the best in each individual and provide the opportunity to tap into the potential to be of greatest service to this nation. Guided by this vision, the Tata Trust is on a mission to impact 100 million lives by 2021. We work amongst communities in 17 states, making sustained impact on education, health, nutrition, water, and most importantly, their livelihoods. It is our endeavor that we create new models of livelihood in a sustained and scalable fashion to some of the most challenged communities in this country. For example, our Lakpati Kisan program aims to create 100,000 Lakpati farmers in the tribal districts of central India. The Internet Saathi program presents a similar opportunity to work with the women of our communities. Internet Saathi presents a winning combination. It brings together the community connect of Tata Trust along with the technology expertise of Google. With 30,000 Internet Saathis working in more than 110,000 villages, we have probably what is the largest digitally connected network of rural women in this country. It was very heartening that third-party surveys showed that more than 45% of women reported a positive impact on their income due to skills learned after their education about internet. This has led to the second phase of this partnership. We intend to create large economic impact across rural communities by creating digital livelihood options for 100,000 of our sathis with income potential of more than 100,000 rupees. The Foundation for Rural Entrepreneurship Development is being promoted by the Tata Trust with this objective, and I'm very happy that Google would be fully supporting this foundation with its expertise on technology, access to resources, and assistance in partnership. This foundation is our commitment to make a sustained difference to rural communities using technology. A network of nearly 12,000 sathis have already signed on to become digital entrepreneurs, and they are being involved in a variety of activities by our partners, ranging from behavior change communication on water and sanitation in Gujarat, to creating access to government schemes in the states of AP and Rajasthan, to creating access to financial resources in Maharashtra. The list of potential partners willing to use the platform of Internet Sathis is growing each day. The Trust, along with Google, is extremely excited to be part of this journey, and we look forward to the day when we create an impact in 300,000 villages of this country. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Google Vice President of the Next Billion Users Initiative, Cesar Sengupta.
Good morning, everyone. Namaskar. I'm Cesar Sengupta, and I have the privilege of leading the Next Billion User Initiative at Google. It's great to be here at the third annual Google for India event. When we started this event in 2015, we talked about all the things that we were planning to do for India. So it's great to be here today when we're not just going to talk about all the stuff that's going to come in the future, but we can actually show you all the work that's already been done for Indian users. The Next Billion User Initiative at Google is a direct extension of Google's long-standing mission to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. It's a commitment to the next generation of our users to build products and services that work for everyone, regardless of where they live, what language they speak, what devices they use, or what network they're connected to. Now, while these Next Billion users who are coming online in countries like India, Indonesia, and Nigeria want pretty much the same thing as most other users, they are different in a few significant ways. The most salient way they're different is that they're mobile first, and in many cases, mobile only, and hence have very different expectations from products and user experiences than those of us, like many of us in this room, who started on laptops and desktops. And since the world is turning mobile, we believe that these users are showing us what the global internet is going to look like in the future. So by building 4 new features and products that work extremely well for the Next Billion users, we end up building products for everyone around the world. Let's take, for example, YouTube Offline. We built YouTube Offline for India, and then found that users all over the world wanted it. So we made it available globally. Another example is Google Maps Offline. We built it for India first, and now it's being used by people everywhere, whether they're driving around in India or in California. So when we say that the Next Billion users are the future of the internet, this is not just a slogan for us. By building products for the Next Billion, we're making sure that Google is building for the future. And this is a company-wide effort. This year alone, we've seen 44 major new launches and updates focused on the Next Billion across products like Search, YouTube, Google Maps, and Google Play. And in the case of India, we're not just adapting our existing products for Indians, we're building for India first. And today you're going to hear the latest from a number of our global leaders. So let me kick this off by giving you the latest on Google Station. Last year at Google for India, we announced Google Station, our high-speed public Wi-Fi platform that again was built for India first. Google Station is helping connect more people to affordable and reliable internet. Public Wi-Fi hotspots, we believe, are the internet cafe of the mobile generation, a daily place where you go to get high-quality video, high-quality internet access so you can download videos, apps, whatever you choose to do. And even with the amazing progress on expanding mobile internet in India, we're still finding that public Wi-Fi remains a crucial step in getting high-quality, affordable internet to everyone. In partnership with RailTel and Indian Railways, we've now got 227 railway stations online, with 22 going live this month. And we're on track to connect all 400 stations that we committed to initially by 2018. And now Google Station is expanding outside of railway stations into cities, and we're also taking it to other countries like Indonesia. And it started India first. But connectivity is more than access to just Wi-Fi and 4G. We want to help people get more out of the mobile data that they've already bought. For many people around the world, data can be expensive, and it's hard to understand where it goes. So that's why last week, we launched Datally. Datally is a new app by Google that helps smartphone users understand, control, and save their mobile data. And since our launch on Thursday, we've already seen 1.3 million users. And India is the #1 country globally for Datally. Thank you. I'd encourage, on average, Datally is saving users 30% of their mobile data. I'd encourage you to try Datally out if you haven't given it a try yet. Now let's talk about an app that many of you know, Tez, our new India-first mobile and payments commerce app. We launched it just 10 weeks ago, right here in Delhi, in this very room, and we've been absolutely humbled by the response. Tez has been either the #1 or the #2 most downloaded app on the Play Store for the last week. And today I'm proud to share that Tez is going to pass 12 million active users within the next couple of days. Thank you. And since the launch on September 18, Tez has processed over 140 million transactions. 140 million transactions in just 10 weeks. And what's more, since launch, the average transaction size has grown over 4x. And this is really heartening, because this means people are getting comfortable using Tez, using UPI, using digital transactions for their everyday life. That's the goal that we were after. We're very delighted with the usage Tez is seeing and the impact that Tez has had on Bhim UPI and the overall digital payments ecosystem in India. This data is from NPCI that's showing monthly transactions on Bhim UPI. You'll notice that Bhim UPI has grown 16x since March, from here all the way to 100. We are very proud that Tez accounted for about 70% of all UPI transactions in October and November. And overall, this has more than doubled Bhim UPI transactions in the last 2 months alone. This is the power of an open ecosystem. And we want to thank the Indian government, we want to thank NPCI and Indian banks, especially our partners, Axis, HDFC, ICICI, and SBI. UPI is the first of its kind open payment network globally, and we believe that it will be foundational to powering the journey to a digital India. And Tez is not just being used in India's top metros. In fact, we've seen users take to Tez from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Arunachal Pradesh to the villages of Gujarat. This heat map shows you hourly transactions velocity of the past week, and you can see Indians all over the country are using Tez. Here are 2 other things that surprised us. When we launched Tez, our focus was on regular consumers. So it's been great to see that there are over 5 lakh merchants already on Tez. 5 lakh registered small businesses who are using Tez. They are using it to take payments, to pay their suppliers, or to transfer money to their employees. Another observation that we've been surprised by is how much people are using Tez to pay people outside the Tez network by paying directly to their bank accounts. You know, we'd expected people to pay other people, like friends, employees, or shopkeepers, but we're also seeing them use Tez to pay their rent, their utility bills, their credit card bills, basically any entity that accepts money directly to their bank account. This, again, is the power of UPI. And we realized a big part of this is because of how easy Tez makes it to pay to a bank account. You just type in your detail once, Tez creates a chat head for that person and that business, and thereafter, paying directly to a bank account is as easy as messaging a friend. This is probably the easiest net banking or pay-to-bank account experience available today. So we started looking deeper at this use case and realized we could do a lot more to make it simpler and much nicer. And one of the most popular use cases, and arguably the most important one, we found was paying for utility bills like electricity, water, cable. So I'm pleased to announce today that bill payments are coming to Tez. Thank you. This specially designed experience will make this monthly task a much more convenient and a pleasant experience. And best of all, your money stays in your bank account till you actually have to make a payment. So let's take a look at how this will work. With that, I'd like to introduce Anandhan, who's one of the product managers building this product Tez, to demo bill payments to you.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be back to my hometown, and I'm really excited to show you guys how easy it is to pay bills on Tez. Let me first start with a quick recap of Tez overall so that you can understand how bill payments fit into the overall product. So as we showed you last time in Delhi, this is the Tez home screen. Here is a cash mode button. I can use it to pay or receive money from people nearby. And I don't need to share my phone number or my accounts with them. Tez is built around conversations. When I slide up this drawer, I can see all my conversations. First of all, here are all my friends on Tez. To find someone, I just need to have their phone number saved in my contacts. Next is the businesses section. Here I can see the merchants that I've been paying to on Tez. You can see here that I paid to Redbus and a few other merchants. And now, here's the big new feature. You can also now see that I'm seeing the billers that I've been paying to on Tez. You can see that I've paid to Tata Power, ACT Broadband, MTNL Delhi. These are billers that I've set up in the past. But let me first show you how easy it is to set up a new biller on Tez. Once I've found my biller, I can get started right away with linking my account. I just provide the number associated with my account. I give it a name. And that's pretty much it. As soon as I link my account, Tez will fetch any pending bills for this specific biller. And I can get started with paying these bills using the same Tez Payflow UI that you're all familiar with by now. The Tez chat-based UI makes managing bills really simple. If I tap on a conversation with the biller that I've paid to before, I can see all my previous payments grouped by the bill. So I don't need to be confused anymore about my previous bills and whether they're settled. And within this conversation, I can keep track of multiple accounts that I have with this biller. For example, here I'm looking at power bills for my own apartment and for my parents' home too. Finally, Tez helps me keep track of bill payments by sending timely notifications. Here's one now from my internet provider, reminding me that there is a new bill waiting for me to pay. And that's bill payments on Tez. Back to you, Cesar.
Thank you, Arjita. Bill Pay on Tez will start with support for more than 70 billers, including national and state electricity providers, gas and water, and DTH recharge. These include big utilities like Reliance Energy, BSES, Dish TV, and in total will cover all state and major metros in India. We'll be rolling out Bill Pay gradually over the course of the next few weeks to ensure that people have a great experience, and users will receive a notification when it becomes available for them. This is just a start. Bill payments is a key use case, and we'll keep rolling out improvements every few weeks. From the beginning, our goal with Tez was to make money simple. But making something simple doesn't mean it can't be fun. Because payments are never really about just moving money around. These payments represent moments in our life, both the special occasions and regular everyday ones. So let me show you something small, but fun and beautiful we are adding to Tez. On our team, we call these sparks. These are little moments of delight that get triggered when you include a specific word or phrase in a message along with your payment. Here's how this works. As you can see, Arjita just received a message from the Tez team who are cheering her on. And when she clicks on this message, not only will she see the payment and the message attached, but a really nice and fun, beautiful animation. Let's take a look. Nice, beautiful. And there's more for you to discover as you keep using Tez. The next one, let's look at the slide. This is one of the sparks that you'll see if you use Tez today. Can anyone guess what word triggers this spark? Let's see. India, you're right. So we built a special spark just for today's event. If you use India in a message associated with a payment, your recipient will see this spark open up. And we'll have many more sparks coming out today. So anyway, with that was what we have on Tez today. A little bit of fun and a whole lot of functionality to let you pay bills directly from your bank accounts. We're continuing to work hard at Tez, and in 2018, we have some big new features planned, especially for merchants. So please stay tuned. So those were some updates on Station, Datali, Tez, products we built for India first. But at Google, we also build platforms like Search, Android, Google, YouTube, Chrome. And in the next section, we're going to talk about Android, which is one of our most widely used and loved platforms. But before we get to that, I'd like to invite on stage our special guest, Mr. Amitabh Kant, the CEO of Niti Aayog, who's been a tremendous supporter of Google in India. Thank you so much, sir. We'd love to hear from you.
Well, thank you, Cesar. These are really exciting times for India, and I can see the tremendous amount of energy, vibrancy, and dynamism in this hall itself. I've always been saying that, in Silicon Valley, you keep innovating, but you're innovating for war machines or driverless cars. In India, you need innovation for providing water which is fluoride and arsenic-free for the people. You need solution for farmers so that you can get, seed and fertilizer based on the weather and soil conditions on a real-time basis. You need solution for converting your waste into energy. So the great thing about Google is that it's finding solution for India's billion people. And it's finding solution here. And actually, it's not finding solution for the billion people of India, but once it finds solution for India, it'll find solution for the next 7 billion people of the world who will move from poverty to middle class in the next decade. And therefore, while Silicon Valley has all the great innovators, it has no challenges. All the challenges are here. In India, all the challenges are here. You have to find solutions for India. And therefore, this blend of great innovation, great innovators, finding solution to the challenges of India will really make the world explode in many, many ways. And to my mind, India provides that unique ecosystem, unique system of what you saw, RailTel. You saw the vast explosion that is taking place in the 227 railway platforms. 8 million users every day, 25,000 new internet users getting on the railway platform. You find this in that lady, 106-year-old lady with 750,000 unique users. In that Internet Sathi, you find that unique ecosystem in Tej. I mean, look at what Tej has done here. Driven 70% of the transactions on UPI Bheem. And that's phenomenal. So when Google met me many months back in December last year and said that they've done this Tej and discussed with me on Tej, and then based on the discussion, they made it even more easier and simpler. And when Sundar Pichai came here, we had a long discussion on how to do many unique things for India. And one of the great things that's happened is that Google has gone all out for India. And in turn, actually, they are finding solutions not merely for India, but for the rest of the world. And in the process, what Prime Minister Modi's government has done is it's focused on making India easier and easier and easier, and jumped 42 positions on the ease of doing business. You've seen the huge focus on one tax across the country, that is GST. You've seen the upward rise in Moody's surveys. But I think more important than anything else is this huge focus by us on providing internet to every single Indian. And I think what that will lead to is not merely financial inclusion or economic inclusion, but it's a process of social transformation. Much like GST has made one tax, one India, this is about social, economic, financial, digital space for all India at one place. And that is the big thing. What you've seen today is about social transformation of 1 billion people, which will lead to social transformation of leading the next 7 billion people of the world from poverty to middle class. So congratulations, Google, on all these innovative measures, and we wish you all the best. And we wish you all the best in India, and may you continue to innovate. May you continue to radically transform, and may you continue to have all your innovators to find challenges for India, because that will enable you to find challenges for the rest of the world. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your kind words. Now I'd like to invite my friend and colleague, Samir Samat, Vice President of Product for Play and Android, who will make a major announcement about one of our most widely used and loved platforms, Android. Over to you, Samir.
Hi, everyone. My name is Samir, and it's wonderful to be with all of you today. You know, from the beginning, Android's mission has been to bring the power of computing to everyone. And we've seen tremendous growth over the last few years. With over 2 billion devices and more users in India than in the US, Android is truly a global operating system. But as Cesar mentioned, Google wants to build for everyone. To make sure billions more can get access to computing, it's important that entry-level devices are fully functioning smartphones that can browse the web and use apps. At I/O earlier this year, we gave a sneak peek into a project we called Oreo Go to make this possible. I'm happy to announce that the software experience is ready and is launching as Android Oreo Go Edition today. For consumers, it's pretty simple. If you purchase an Oreo smartphone with between 512 megabytes and 1 gigabyte of memory, your device will be using all of the Go optimizations. This includes performance and storage improvements to the core OS, a tuned version of the Google Play Store that lets you download any app but highlights the apps designed to work best on your device, and a rebuilt set of Google's most popular apps designed from the ground up to address local needs. Devices from our partners are shipping in the next few months, and our OS code for Oreo Go Edition has been placed into open source today as part of Android Oreo 8.1. Let me walk you through some of the highlights of Oreo Go Edition, starting with the operating system. Now, in tuning the OS for these devices, we kept 4 important themes in mind that we heard from users mattered to them the most: performance, security, data management, and storage. Now, everyone wants their device to perform well and help them get things done. So our engineering team spent over a year tuning all layers of the OS, from the system UI to the kernel, to make sure that Android runs well on entry-level hardware. For example, everyone wants their apps to start quickly. So we tuned this, and now, on average, app startup time is 15% faster on Go Edition devices. There are many of these kinds of optimizations, and they really add up. For example, if all entry-level Android devices launched apps 15% faster, that would save the world a cumulative 1 million hours of time every day. Now, speed is important, but equally important is keeping you and your data safe. Oreo is our most secure version of Android yet. So when a consumer buys an Oreo Go Edition device, they'll be getting the same security features, such as kernel address space layout randomization and a hardened user copy. And of course, all Go Edition devices come with Google Play Protect built in. Google Play Protect uses Google's cloud and on-device malware detection systems to keep you and your data safe, even when you're offline. Now, Oreo Go Edition also helps you save and control your mobile data. Go Edition devices come with Google's Data Saver feature turned on by default. For example, in Chrome, with Data Saver turned on, the average user saves over 600 megabytes of data every year. You can also manage which apps have access to background data, helping you take greater control over how your mobile data is used on your device. But the biggest pain point that users told us about was running out of storage space. It's not uncommon to find on an entry-level device that there's very little space left on the ROM after accounting for the operating system and all of the preloaded apps. So we put a lot of focus into increasing the amount of storage space available out of the box. First, we optimized the OS code to make it as compact as possible. Second, the Google teams optimized our preloaded apps, reducing them in size by 50% on average. The net result is we have doubled the amount of available storage space on entry-level devices on Oreo. This means more room for your apps, music, and photos. For example, the average entry-level device will be able to store 1,000 additional photos. That's pretty cool. Now, OS performance is important, but we also wanted to make sure that the apps people use every day from the Play Store perform well. Oreo Go Edition users can download any app they want from the Play Store, but we've also created a new section that recommends popular apps that have been tuned to run well on their device, such as Facebook Lite and Flipkart. We've been thrilled with the response from our developer community. Many of our partners are using our Building for Billions guidelines to improve their existing app or to build an entirely new experience with the hope of bringing their new app to billions of new smartphone users. But it's not just the apps from our developer ecosystem that have been improved. What I'm most excited about is we have redesigned many of our most popular Google apps from the ground up to address local needs. This new set of optimized apps will be preloaded on every Oreo Go Edition device. To show you some of these new experiences, I'd like to invite Josh up here to help walk us through some of them. Hi, Josh.
Hey, Samir.
Do you want to start by showing us the new Files Go app?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name's Josh, and I want to show you a brand new app from Google that's built from the ground up for Go Edition devices. Like Samir said, millions of people every day run out of storage on their smartphones. In India today, by the end of the day, 1 out of 3 Indian users will have seen a low storage smartphone notification. That's why we built Files Go. It's an app that helps you do 3 things. First, it helps you free up space. Second, it helps you find files faster. And third, it helps you share files offline with people nearby. Let's take a look at how it looks on a Go device here. You can see on my home screen, I have Files Go, and right when I open it, we show you how much storage you have left on your device. As you scroll down, you'll see a series of cards that are personalized recommendations for ways you can delete files and free up space. So I have some duplicate files on this phone, some media from WhatsApp, some downloaded files, and some large files. I can easily tap in, select all, and delete these files. And just like that, almost 2 gig of space has freed up on this phone. Now, my favorite feature is actually right at the top. Based on a lot of research we did in India, we went back and we created this feature, which finds all of your good morning messages automatically. This small feature is possible because of Google's latest advances in computer vision. We've actually trained our classifiers to find good morning messages. So now you can open up this card, select all, and they are all gone in one go. So that's the first feature of Files Go, freeing up space. The second feature is actually letting you find files faster. And so I'll tap on the Files tab, and you can see again, we've automatically organized all of your files by type. And these smart filters allow you to tap in to say images, and you can see all your images all in one spot, organized by the app. I can long press, select a picture of my son here, and save this either to Google Drive or any cloud storage app, or back it up to an SD card. It's all neatly integrated, all in one place, so you can find files faster. Now, the final thing I'll show you is up on screen. The final feature we've built into Files Go is actually allowing 2 phones to connect to each other when you're nearby. So you'll see the phone on the left is scanning and finds a phone on the right. You can invite the other person to connect, and suddenly you're connected. We've opened up a secure hotspot, and you can transfer files back and forth between these 2 phones, skipping them really fast back and forth. It's 200 times faster than Bluetooth transfers. So that's Files Go. It's an Android app. It's an Android app that helps you do 3 things. You can free up space, you can find files faster, and you can share files offline. We built it for Android Go devices, and I'm excited to announce that today we're also making it publicly available in the Google Play Store for every Android device. So go and download it.
Thank you, Josh. That was awesome. Files Go is a great example of a new app we've created for Go Edition devices. But we've also made improvements to our existing apps. For example, the team has worked hard to bring all the magic of the Google Assistant to entry-level devices for the first time with Assistant Go. So now, on an entry-level device, I can ask the assistant to send a text to my cousin here in Delhi to let him know that I've arrived okay, using only my voice. Okay, so that was a quick update on Android Oreo Go Edition, a fast, secure, entry-level smartphone experience with twice as much storage and a new suite of Google apps built from the ground up to address local needs. We can't wait for our partners' devices to hit the shelves in the coming months. But no Google experience would be complete without a focus on our flagship product, Search. And the Search team has done a tremendous amount of work on a new app for Go Edition devices that we're excited to share with you today. And with that, I'd like to welcome Shashi to the stage to tell you more.
जल्दी करो, खत्म हो जाएगा।
मन की बातें कोई न जाने, मन की बातें तेरे मन की बातें, मेरे मन की बातें।
गूगल ऐप पर पाओ क्रिकेट का बेहतर अनुभव, हर बॉल का स्कोर और कमेंट्री के साथ।
अरे सुपर, वीडियो दिखाओ ना।
Well, that was a fun ad, and thanks, Samir, for the introduction. I'm so excited to be here in front of all of you and to talk about search and what we are doing to make the search experience just a lot better for the Indian users. Let me begin by sharing just a little bit about myself. I grew up in Mumbai. I attended school and college in Mumbai. And I continue to enjoy every aspect of Indian culture, be it food or Bollywood music or movies or festivals such as Holi. I've worked on Google search for the last 12 years and a bit more, and personally, it's deeply satisfying to me to be back here to talk about Google search and how we're improving search for the benefit of Indian users. Back in my college days, finding information meant finding a library, digging through index cards, finding the topic that I cared about, go walk to an aisle, pick a book, or even find a page to find an answer to a question I might have. And when I look at Indian youth today with information on their fingertips, with their smartphones, I find that the progress has just been incredible. And I hope we can make Google search a continuing part of this progress that India is undergoing. So from the earliest days of Google until now, we have come a long way. From a page of 10 blue links to bite-sized answers. Answers about topics that you deeply care about. Be they about cricket scores about a game in play, or schedules and showtimes about a movie in the theaters. Google search continues to evolve and to meet our users on the web every single day. Now, a large part of the new users on the web are from India, many of whom are just beginning to discover the power of the web. And the growth has just been incredible. Compared to just 1 year ago, the daily mobile search users from India has doubled. That's 2x growth in search users in just 1 year, which is simply astounding. And when we look at what's behind all this growth, we see that more and more of the searches are being done in Indian languages, which includes Hindi, of course, but also many of the regional languages, be they Bengali, Tamil, Telugu, and Marathi, which happens to be my mother tongue, among other languages. So how are we evolving search to answer the needs of this multilingual audience, and which is so new to the internet? First, I would like to show you the changes we are making to bring rich and high-quality information to more languages. The knowledge graph is our massive database of answers, about people, about places, things, and relationships between them. At the start of this year, we could answer questions in English and Hindi with the knowledge graph. And through the course of this year, we have expanded to more languages, such as Bengali, Telugu, Tamil, Urdu, and Marathi. Let's take a look at one example. That's a popular filmmaker, Mani Ratnam. When we add him to the knowledge graph, we pull in answers to important questions, like movies that he has directed. And with the knowledge graph, we can show you a comprehensive summary and answer all in one go. And so now, when you search in Tamil and many other Indian languages, you'll instantly get a relevant summary of Mani Ratnam and his work, in that language, of course. And expanding to more Indic languages is just the beginning for us. And we look forward to expanding the knowledge graph in even more Indian languages soon. Now, our language efforts don't just stop there. More broadly, we are expanding through our latest machine learning advances in Google Translate. So here's an important thing. Only 20% of Indians speak English. And that statistic is true about the world at large. And more than half of the web content is in English. So this year, to provide access to more of the web in the native tongues of our users, we have rolled out neural machine translation to 11 more Indian languages. Neural machine translation, it mimics the processes that the human brain uses to understand language. This new technique has improved the quality of translation more than we have seen in the past 10 years combined. It's astounding amount of scientific progress in machine translation here. So what have we been doing to provide a better experiences across languages beyond what I have talked about here? We also want to be sure we are answering questions that are relevant to Indians here and now. And that's why we are soon going to be launching useful information on a topic that Indians deeply care about, especially here in Delhi, which is about air quality. So whether we are taking a morning walk or taking our kids out to play on a playground, the air we breathe is very essential to our health. And by the end of this year, we will launch air quality answers in India and provide real-time information about the level of harmful air pollutants in 22 cities in India. So if you search for air quality, you will see a rating from good to harmful. And you will see information, very useful information, about the type of effects that people may feel and kinds of activities that might be considered safe. And we are just getting started on this, and we'll continue to expand the coverage of this feature across India in the near future. So we have talked about some of the things that we are doing to provide richer answers and in more languages. And what I'm most excited to announce today is a new app, which will make discovering information on the web a lot more fun. Samir talked to us about today, about bringing the power of computing to everyone. And we have launched a new suite of products with Android Oreo, the Go edition, and those are optimized for the local use cases. And the latest addition to that line is Google Go. While building Google Go, we deeply focused on understanding what newcomers to the web find useful and exciting, and built a new app from the ground up to bring information to our users' fingertips. We gathered feedback from testers and volunteers in about 170 Indian cities. And we used their opinions to inform us about various things, from the design of the app and what goes into the core functionality of the app. This has been one of the most deep and meaningful partnerships for us, and we have learned just so much through this. I would like to invite my colleague, Nitin, who is the product manager for Google Go, to talk to us about some of those learnings and walk through a demo of the app with us. Good morning, Nitin.
Good morning, Shashi, and namaste, everyone, and thank you for having me here today.
So, Nitin, how about telling everyone how we have built Google Go to make the power of the web accessible to all of our new users?
Sure, I would love to, but I think we'd also have to move to the demo screen. OK, here you have it. So as you can see, first of all, the internet doesn't come with a getting started manual for new smartphone owners. So across our research, whenever we spoke to them, the thing that they came back to us was that they didn't even know that they could simply turn to the internet for a lot of information about all the topics they cared about.
So we have made Google Go show users some of their possibilities upfront.
Absolutely. As you can see on this home screen, we have brought a number of search categories, as well as shortcuts to their favorite apps, a single tap away. And it's not just that. If I tap search, in addition to getting a box in which I can type my query, we also get the latest trending queries at this point in time. And this is not just that content that is out there, but actually content that users are searching for and engaging with. I see this kids coding languages query up there. Any idea, Shashi, what that could be?
I have no idea. Tell us.
I didn't know that earlier today as well. So let's tap and see. Actually, maybe we went into... Yeah. So here we go with the kids coding languages. As it turns out, it happens to be the 50th anniversary of the first programming language, Go. And to celebrate that, we had created a doodle, right? And that drove a lot of queries and interest in this search. But it's not just that. As soon as you start modifying your query, say I'm deleting some words here, what you would see that you get these helpful blue suggestions and the results update. So it's much easy for me to either continue exploring my search or easily pivot. So from kids coding languages, oh, I want some kid coding toys. So I'll just tap on that chip and I could get the results for kids coding toys.
So our users can keep exploring without having to type at all.
Absolutely. Less typing, more tapping is the mantra here. But it doesn't just end on the home screen or categories or your shortcuts to your apps, right? So we know Indians, we all love our images and short videos. How many of you get your daily messages, good morning, good night, using WhatsApp and Facebook? I do, right? So images is really part of our psyche inherently. So yesterday, it was my dad's birthday, and because of all the rehearsals, I almost forgot to wish him happy birthday, right? And that's a big thing in the family. So, but thanks to Google Go, just in time, I was able to go to the images category and easily browse for a nice happy birthday image just by tapping, no typing involved. And not just that, I could also go to the GIFs section and attached a cute I'm sorry GIF along with it. That saved me.
That's so nice, Nitin. Or maybe I should say, oh no. I get so much spam on WhatsApp from my relatives. And now, thanks to you, I'm going to be getting greetings all through the day.
Well, maybe in that case, Shashi, we should try to build a special feature for you that caps the maximum number of shares that a user can do through the app. But regardless of that, I think the core idea for Google Go here for us has been, whether it is for searching for trending queries, getting access to your favorite apps, sharing images or GIFs, how can we make it super easy for our first-time users to really get the most out of the web?
So that's really great. So we discussed earlier today about how we need to make the experience great for our Indian users who are comfortable in languages other than English.
Yep.
A lot of the examples we have seen earlier, they are in English. So how does the app make it easier for users to access information in their native tongues?
Sure. For our multilingual users, we not only have voice called out upfront on the home screen and accessible from anywhere in the app itself, but we also ask for a second language that they speak. And we make it very easy for them at any time to switch their query into that additional language. Check this out. Arijit Singh songs. So as you can see, I get results in English. But what you would notice is I also get a little chip at the bottom where we get the suggestions, which says Hindi, because that's what I have set up as my second language. And if I want to convert and see results in Hindi or that second language, all I need to do is basically just tap, and both the query as well as the results instantly get translated into that additional language.
That's so very convenient. But Nitin, this is another app which our users have to download. And we know that some of our users feel anxiety about the space apps take or the data they consume. And like what apps to keep on the phone and what apps to delete ends up being a challenge for some of our users, especially those who have low memories on their smartphones.
Yeah, spot on. That's absolutely spot on, and Samir also mentioned to that problem earlier. So I'm pleased to tell you that all this goodness of Google Go, our users can get for less than 5 MB. And that's right, that's less than the typical size of a single MP3 file. That's all it takes to download this app. Furthermore, we have really optimized how we show results so that they are 40% lighter using this app without losing any functionality. That not only means less data consumption for our users, but also really means that the app can really work well on devices with less than 1 gig of RAM.
Thanks a lot, Nitin.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm really excited about all the discoveries our users are going to make with this app. So starting today, anyone in India can try Google Go on their phones. Google Go is also going to be the default search app on the Go Edition devices that are going to be shipping over the next year. To try it, you can go to this link, which is mentioned behind me. It's g.co/GoogleGo. And very soon, you'll be able to search for it on the Play Store. Be sure to try it, give us feedback on what works, and we'll be definitely incorporating that to continue improving the app. So there you have it. These are just a few of the updates that we are making to serve the new and multilingual users coming online. As I said at the beginning, the growth coming from India is truly inspiring for us. We are very excited about the potential. And for us, it's an opportunity and equally a responsibility. That search can make the internet more useful and helpful for everyone across India. Thank you for your attention. And with that, I'm going to hand over to Gumi, who's going to talk about Google Assistant. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gumi Hafsinson, and I'm here to talk to you about the Assistant. Now, it's my first time in India, and I'm super excited because we just launched the Assistant on Android, Marshmallow, and iPhone in India. And I have to say, it seems like you really love the product. Now, over the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you a little more about the Assistant and how we're making it more relevant to India. But before I dive in, let me take a quick step back and explain what makes the Assistant possible. We first introduced the Assistant a little over a year ago. It lets you have a natural conversation with Google to help you get things done, and it's available across devices so it can help you no matter where you are in your day. And it's built on the evolution of a number of Google products like Search and Maps, and our experience with machine learning, speech recognition, and natural language processing. But so what does that really mean? Let me show you some live demos. So as I said, this is my first time in Delhi, and I love trying local food, and I've heard that Chandni Chowk is the place to go for amazing food. So I could just ask, show me some restaurants in Chandni Chowk.
I found a few places.
So remember my friend told me that the second one, it seems familiar one, it's supposed to be pretty good. When does the second one close?
Kakirti Hatti closes at midnight.
Great, so I got some time to get there. Now, not knowing Delhi, I also need to get directions, obviously, so let's try that. How do I get there? That was not right. How do I get there?
The best way to get to Amit Mittal Atwakat by car is by NH48, which will take about 11 minutes and moderate traffic.
Actually, this actually brings one of the points that I want to talk about. It's the fact that I'm having this conversation with the assistant, and as I refer to things, it actually knows. It actually took the context from the reason one, not from the restaurant. If I had just talked about the restaurant, I could just refer to things very naturally by saying the first one or the second one and how to get there and so on. It's actually quite useful when I've been explaining things here in Delhi because I don't know how to pronounce anything, so it helps a lot. Anyway, but there's also more to the assistant than just typing and talking. Let me give you another example. So, like I said, I was exploring Delhi, and I went to see this beautiful building, and I got really curious what it is. So with the assistant, I can use Google Lens to find out information just by pointing my camera at it. So let me show you how it works. What is this?
According to Wikipedia, Humayun's tomb is the tomb of the Mughal Emperor Humayun in Delhi, India.
And I know we make it look like a demo, but this is actually something I used and I use all the time, and it's just amazing. It just really, really works well. And this is thanks to advances in computer vision and machine learning, that now you can have a conversation with the system beyond using words, like using the camera and so on. Now, so I'm done with the tour of Delhi, and I'm back at the hotel. And you know when you're traveling, get a little homesick, and it's always the wrong time to call home. It's either too late or too early. But with the assistant, I can get the next best thing. So let me show you what I mean. There are a lot of famous women called Emma. But I can ask the assistant, okay, Google, show me photos of Emma.
Here you go, some matching pictures.
And my daughter Emma pops up. See, the assistant knows that what I care about is pictures of my daughter Emma, not Emma Thompson or Emma Watson. And like any good personal assistant, it doesn't just know about the photos I care about, but also my day, my commute, my calendar, my flights, and so much more. So anyway, let's talk about India. Like, as I mentioned in the beginning, the assistant is currently available in English on eligible Android phones on Marshmallow or above, and iPhones. And we're doing our best to make it as locally relevant as possible. This means working with various partners to bring the right set of services to users. So, for instance, as of today, we have a lot of news providers available on the assistant. So you will be able to pick from local sources like Times of India, NDTV, Aaj and Dainik Bhaskar. And this just went live. So let's try a demo. Let's give it a shot. Okay, Google, play NDTV.
आप नेता कुमार विश्वास लाएंगे आम आदमी पार्टी वर्जन 2। रणदीप सिंह सुरजेवाला ने कहा पीएम मोदी राहुल फोबिया से पीड़ित, वे इतने दबाव में क्यों हैं? आरएसएस ने कहा।
There you go. And we're not just working with news providers. Last month, we launched Actions on Google in India, allowing developers to build different services for the Google Assistant. And we already have developers submitting apps. So as a result, you can now talk to services like Myntra, HDFC, Book My Show, and Startup India. So let's go to another demo. Let's try Book My Show's little quiz app that they just launched. It's about Bollywood and entertainment. And for this one, I'm going to need your help, because I'm assuming there's some Bollywood experts in the audience. I have no idea. But let's see if we can get something. Talk to Book My Show trivia.
Okay, here's Book My Show trivia. Welcome to the trivia game from Book My Show. Which Bollywood actor was first offered the iconic role of Gabbar Singh in Sholay?
Any ideas? Danny, okay, let's try that one. I have no idea. One. Nice.
Yeah.
So thanks to you, I got 1,000 points in the game. That's pretty good. Thank you. Now, we talked a little about local services and partners to make the assistant useful in India. But in order to make it even more relevant and accessible, we're also bringing the new phone options to the market. You heard about the assistant on Android Oreo Go edition earlier from Samir. And as he said, we're really excited to bring this to you in the coming months. Assistant Go is customized with your favorite features. And of course, you can ask the assistant to call and text and play videos and so much more. But what's really exciting is that we've optimized it to make sure it works really well on all Android Go phones. So it's both smaller and faster. So it's really make sure that it actually works on all the Android Go phones. Now, the next one, I'm personally really excited about the second announcement. Today, through a partnership with Reliance, we're also launching a special version of the Google Assistant on the new JioPhone. And it's available not just in English, but also in Hindi. And it's made just for India. And it's also the first time globally that the Google Assistant is coming to a feature phone. And really, you just have to see it. So let's dive right into a demo. And here to help with that, let's welcome Shreya, who's the product manager for the product, on stage to do a little quick demo. So take it away.
Awesome. Hello, Delhi. So it's a cold morning today, and what's better on a cold morning than some warm pav bhaji, am I right? My cooking skills are limited, so I'm not sure what we need. But let's ask my assistant. Pav bhaji ke ingredients batao.
Pav, aloo, tomato, pyaz mixed with sabzi.
All right. So it looks like the recipe card told us exactly what we need. Great, and I also have those ingredients. But what's food without sharing with some friends? Let's invite some friends and ask them to come over to taste my cooking experiment. अंजलि को SMS भेजो कि 3 बजे लंच के लिए मिलते हैं.
संदेश भेजा जा रहा है.
All right, and drafted and sent to Anjali. So we have some ingredients and we have some friends, but it'd be nice to have some music. Maybe assistant can help play some music while I cook. पुराने बॉलीवुड गाने सुनाओ.
संगीत चलाया जा रहा है.
Fabulous. And so it pulled up the playlist with all the old songs. I think I have everything I need, so it's time for me to start cooking. Back to you, Gumi.
Fantastic. Thanks, Shreya. And finally, beyond being able to answer questions that are local and culturally relevant, The assistant also has a pretty fun personality, so let's take a look at that. Now, as we talked about, Bollywood is big in India, but let's see if the assistant has an opinion on that. Okay, Google, what is your favorite movie?
The romantic in me has watched every rerun of Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. Ja Simran, ja.
Well, I don't know that specific one, but I heard it's a pretty popular movie. And it's almost lunchtime, so okay, Google, what do you like to eat?
Jalebi is so tempting, but I try to stay away. If I get lost in its spirals, who will search for you?
Sounds delicious. And finally, something we've been all wondering about. Okay, Google, where do you live?
I was in the caves of Alorar and will be moving into home soon. But my native place is the cloud.
Of course, we should all have known that. That was kind of obvious. Now, our goal for the assistant is to answer your question, whether you want to have some fun, hear a story, or just get to work on time. And thanks again for spending time with us today. We're really excited about making the assistant more available in India, and I can't wait for you to try it out in Hindi and on more devices next year. And next on stage, Martha is going to talk to you about what we're doing for maps in India. Thank you.
हाँ नमस्ते आंटी जी। हाँ नमस्ते आंटी जी। वरमाला कहाँ है? अरे बस 5 मिनट पहुँच आंटी जी हैं। जल्दी आ। अरे राइट से लीजिए ना। वरमाला कहाँ है? 5 मिनट पहुँच रहे 5 मिनट में। कहाँ है वरमाला? फाटक बंद हो रहा है। फाटक बंद हो रहा है। विश्राज खुद ही चला लो। पायलट समझ रखा। विश्राज खुलेगा। हेलो आंटी।
वरमाला कब लाएगा भाई?
हाँ बस 5 मिनट में पहुँच।
चलो 5 मिनट को 5 मिनट ही बनाते हैं. Let's be on time with Google Maps.
आंटी जी पेमेंट?
5 मिनट.
आंटी जी.
Look before you leave.
Good afternoon. I'm Martha, and I'm thrilled to be here with all of you today and to be back in India. I was here this past September and had a chance to spend time with users in their homes, hearing personal experiences about how they use Google Maps. Whether it was Alka, a 19-year-old student, who said that she uses maps to figure out the fastest way to get to school each day. Or Sapna, a young mother of 2, who said that Google Maps makes her feel empowered as she goes about the city running errands. I learned so much from these experiences, and I'm excited to be here today to announce a new feature that we're launching here in India first on Google Maps. But before I get to that, let me share a little bit more about why Google Maps is so invested in India. It's because India inspires us. We're inspired by the fast pace of change taking place in India and the rapid urbanization. There are more than 30 kilometers of roads being built in India every single day. And this is pushing us to reinvent how we build maps, not just in India, but everywhere. We're inspired by how people are using technology and the rate of innovation taking place in India. And this is pushing us to reimagine what a map can do for people. We're inspired by the passionate community of users in India. We're seeing a tremendous number of contributions made to the map every single day, businesses, reviews, photos, all making Google Maps better. And in fact, India is among the top 3 countries of user contributions anywhere in the world, and it's the fastest growing community of local guides users anywhere. Take, for example, Dr. Shanak Das. He's a physician in Calcutta, and in his free time, he's been adding hospitals and clinics to Google Maps so that not only his patients, but users everywhere can understand where to get access to the healthcare facilities when they need it most. We're also really excited about our partnerships that we've had with the Indian government. Just this past year, we launched a partnership with the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs as part of the Clean India mission to bring public toilets to Google Maps. And we've also partnered with public transport utilities, like the Transport Corporation in Calcutta, to bring real-time bus information to users there. We see inspiration throughout India, and this has led us to build features that we launch here in India first. India informs not only how we build, but also what we build. We don't just adapt maps for India. We build with India in mind first, and it's this strategy that's allowed us to bring innovation to users throughout the entire world. Let me give you a couple of prime examples of how we've built for India first. As Cesar mentioned, right here on this stage 2 years ago, we launched offline maps. This is a feature that allows users to benefit and use Google Maps even when they don't have a data connection. We also launched landmark navigation to allow users to be able to use the monuments and buildings and stores and even the embassies that they know and that they're familiar with, rather than having to rely on address names and street roads. These are two features that we launched here in India first that are now incredibly popular with Maps users everywhere. We've also fundamentally redesigned the Maps home screen. As you can see, we brought tap targets right to the forefront so that users have the information right when they need it. And we also brought fun moments like Diwali and Durga Puja to the Map start screen to help celebrate India's unique culture. Now, these are two changes that we made to the start screen that are incredibly popular with users in India that are actually changing how we're thinking about building the start screen for users everywhere. Designing and developing for India from the start is making Google Maps more relevant for Indian users, and people are responding. In fact, just this past year, we've seen Maps usage in India double. But we're not done. At our core, Google Maps is about helping people get to where they want to go easier and faster. In India, that means two-wheelers. So today, I'm excited to announce our latest India First feature, two-wheeler directions and voice navigation mode in Google Maps. Now, India is the largest two-wheeler market in the world. And in fact, 70% of all registered vehicles in India are two-wheelers. So it's important that we get this right. And everyone knows that two-wheelers and four-wheelers move about cities differently. There are those back roads and side alleys that two-wheelers can take that cars can't go on. But there are also highways where motorcycles are prohibited from going and cars can drive. And anybody who's ever been stuck in traffic and seen that two-wheeler zip past them knows that two-wheelers and four-wheelers don't always operate at the same speed. But previously, it was really hard for two-wheeler drivers to get to know how they wanted to get someplace and find the best way of getting there. In fact, as we talked to users, some drivers told us that they would combine walking directions and driving directions just to try to find the best route. That doesn't seem safe. Or sometimes they would even calculate their own way of how they would get there or try to figure out the fastest way without having a reliably accurate time. Well, we're working to change all of that so that drivers, whether they're on 2 wheels or 4, can get to where they want to go reliably and confidently. But getting this right took a lot of work. We spent a lot of time talking to users, hundreds of them, really understanding how two-wheelers move about and some of the challenges that these drivers were facing. We also looked at thousands and thousands of actual routes that two-wheeler drivers take, really studying how they're different from the ways that cars move about cities. And all of this helped to inform new machine learning models that we built to accurately predict speed and routes just for two-wheelers. We're super excited to launch this today here in India first. So let's see how it works in Google Maps. I'd like to welcome Suren to help us give a demo.
Sure. Thanks, Martha. Good afternoon, everyone. I was deeply involved in development of this feature. And many years back, when I was growing up in Delhi, I used to ride on my bike to get around the city roads. So I'm super excited to be here today and show you how this new mode in Google Maps is going to work. So let me open Google Maps on my phone. And as you can see on the start screen, we have added a new travel mode dedicated for two-wheelers. It's very easy to find, and in one tap, I can get to direction screen. And to show you more features, I need to choose a destination. Martha, you have been in Delhi for a few days, and You have been to many places. Do you want to pick a place I can use for demo?
You know, when I was here this past September, I went to Chandni Chowk, and I also loved it. But the cab driver that took me there had to stop pretty far away, and I ended up having to walk a fair amount just to get there. So I'm curious if two-wheelers have any better experience.
Chandni Chowk is going to be interesting. Okay. So when I was in Delhi College of Engineering many, many years back, I used to go to Chandni Chowk, Nai Sarak for buying my books. And on the way back, I'll make a stopover at Parathe Wali Gali for having some yummy stuffed aloo gobi ke parathe. I'm sure this thought right now is making everyone feeling really hungry. So I'm going to go really fast on this demo. So let me search for Parathe Wali Gali and explore that and relive that experience again. So okay, so Maps is giving us a couple of routes, and the most optimal route is going to take around 37 minutes. Here I want to tell you about 3 important points. The first one is the travel times. If you see the travel time for a two-wheeler, it's going to be at least 10 minutes faster at this point in time. And this is a live demo. This is based on the real traffic on the city roads at this point in time. So that's the first one. The second one is the routes. If you look at the car mode right now, Maps suggests that car should take probably Tilak Road and Firozshah Kotla Stadium and then get to Chandni Chowk. And as those of you who are familiar with Chandni Chowk know that a car would not go to Parathe Wali Gali because it's too narrow for that. You will have to get dropped off at the main street and then probably walk. Go to two-wheeler mode. It's taking a slightly different route. In fact, it's going through Connaught Place. Now, we know that Connaught Place can be really busy at this point in time, but if you are on two-wheeler, you can still go faster than the cars. So it makes a lot of sense. And if you look at the destination, because a two-wheeler can get through these narrow streets, you can go all the way to the street. You don't have to get dropped off on any other, really, really far away from that place, which is awesome. And the last point, which is my personal favorite one, is the route map, which we redesigned completely for this experience, which shows a lot more landmarks. During the user studies, we learned from the two-wheeler users that they tend to learn a lot about the route before they really start off their journey. And specifically when they are going for unfamiliar places, they've tried to memorize a lot of landmarks along the way. And with this redesigned route map, we are trying to help exactly with that. So as I zoom in from here, I can see that I'll be passing by a masjid, and on the turns, specifically where these landmarks are super helpful, I'll be passing through a tools and hardware shop, Mahadev Mandir, and so on and so forth. And finally, before I reach to my destination, I will be passing through a cloth market and a jeweler. Now, with this information, while Delhi may have changed a lot in these many years, I'm feeling super confident of taking this trip on my own. And I hope that next time you take out your bike or scooty, you can use this feature to get around even more conveniently. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Over to you, Martha.
Thanks, Suren. The two-wheeler mode is launching today throughout India, and we look forward to bringing it to more countries over the coming months. And with this new mode in Google Maps, two-wheeler drivers will now be able to have more accurate travel times that reflect their speeds. They'll be able to have the customized routes that include the shortcuts and narrow roads that only they can take and will keep them off of the highways where they're prohibited. And they'll have enhanced landmark navigation routing to help them follow their unique routes. And we're just getting started on this, and we're super excited for all of you to try it. And the feature's only going to get better as more people use it. Two-wheeler mode is just our latest example of how Google Maps is inspired by and designed for India. India continues to inspire me and the entire Maps team. And in fact, I tell people, if you want to learn how to build the best maps in the world, Go to India, because what you learn there and what you build there is going to have an impact on the entire world. And now I'd like to welcome Rajan back to the stage for some closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha, Gumi, Samir, Sashi, Venkat, Sapna, Cesar, and also Mr. Amitabh Kant for joining us today. Android Oreo Go edition, Google Go, two-wheeler mode on maps, Google Assistant in entry-level smartphones, Google Assistant on the Geo feature phones. All of these underline our commitment to building for India and for building for everyone. And we cannot wait to see all the innovative new experiences that India's developer ecosystem will build on Android Oreo, the Go edition, to cater to Indian users' needs. We are so encouraged and excited by the momentum for Tez. 12 million active users, over 140 million transactions in just 11 weeks. 70% of all UPI transactions over the last several weeks. Today's announcement with BillDesk adds another level of convenience and ease of use for our users. As Cesar said, stay tuned for more on this front. To sum up, we are building brand new products and reimagining our products. We are putting the needs of our users, especially first-time users, front and center. I would also like to thank you, our esteemed guests, for joining us today. We greatly appreciate your interest in everything we're doing. We greatly appreciate the incredible partnerships we have with all of your firms. And we look forward to your support as we bring the internet alive for 1 billion Indians. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. Our demo area is now open.